What's up, guys? My name's PortalCrasher, and welcome back to another episode of If My Heart Had Wings. In the last episode, we discovered that Kotori was being withdrawn from school. Now, whether or not this is her decision or whether she's being kicked out of school, I'm not sure. But we're gonna pick it up right where we left off. So this is Kaneko. Hey, cheer up, Aoi. I was depressed while I was cleaning up after dinner, and Kaneko came to comfort me. Why? Why did everyone leave so much uneaten? It was really tasty, though. For tonight's dinner, Kaneko was the only one who had ate all her food. Without exception, everyone else left some uneaten. Tomorrow I'll make even more tasty food, so tasty that no one will leave anything uneaten. I felt renewed determination, and then the duck came waddling into the dining hall. Hello, Senior Hat. Quack. I see, you're hungry. Aoi, do you have something for it to eat? There's some vegetables left over. That'll do. Kaneko took the leftover vegetables and fed them to Hat. Is this duck her pet? Are you allowed to have pets here? No, he is no one's pet. Quack. He's been living here since before I came here. It's not clear who brought him here or when. That's why I call him Senior Hat. So the owner must have been keeping him. No, that's not it either. She said that Hat just appeared one day. That's why, rather than being a pet, he's more like a housemate. Kotori called him a housemate. A duck. Quack, quack. It's a mystery. Once she had finished feeding Hat, Kaneko got out of her seat. Okay, I think I'll go take a bath. Don't go walking around in your underwear again, okay? Huh? Why not? Come on, it's summer. Yeah, no. Spoil sport. Kaneko gives me a quick insult as she left the dining hall. Why does everyone have to insult me just before they leave? I felt a little hurt as I cleaned the dishes. Peek. Yeah, you know what you've done. This time it was Kotori poking her head into the dining hall. It was almost as if she was waiting for Kaneko to leave before she came in. Rightly so, she should be embarrassed. She doesn't seem to get along well with her, so maybe she really was waiting for her to leave. Oh, okay, so Kaneko and Kotori don't get along. I thought she might have come to have dinner, but she appeared to be looking for something. I bet you $20 she's looking for the note she dropped. She's looking under the table. Mm-hmm. Hat, you're in the way. Quack, quack. She went round the table once and then came past the counter in front of me. Hey, have you seen a piece of paper? No, I haven't. What kind of paper? Paper is paper! Are you sure you haven't seen it? Positive. Kotori groaned while staring at my face as if she were trying to see if I was telling the truth. With a straight face, I wiped the dishes with a towel. With no way to check, she went to look elsewhere. I'll put your dinner in the fridge, heat it up in the microwave, and eat it later, okay? I couldn't help lying to her. The thing she was looking for was the withdrawal notice that I had picked up. People were worried that if it carries on like this, she'll stop coming altogether. It looks like she's not really enjoying school. Agaha's words crossed my mind. It looked like Kotori really is planning to drop out of school. Okay, so it looks like it's her decision to drop out of school. What am I doing? Why didn't I give the withdrawal notice back to her? There I stood, not even really understanding those feelings myself. Extend the little wings which fly in the sky highly. I don't know why it keeps telling me that. So basically it seems like our protagonist has feelings for her, of course. He has feelings for every female in this. Anyway. Good morning, says Agaha. Wait. Oh, okay. Early in the morning, the doorbell chimed, so I went to open it, and there I saw Agaha. What are you doing here? So you really are the dorm mother, she remarked as she saw me wearing an apron. This place, it's the witch's mansion, isn't it? It's a student dormitory from our school, huh? Agaha focused on the words student dormitory as if questioning their suitability as she gazed at the magnificent entrance. I was surprised too, to think that I would become the caretaker of the place that we used to sneak into when we were kids. It's nice. I might like here too. Woohoo, typos. If I were living here with you, Aoi, it would definitely be fun. Ooh, she's hitting on you, bro. Why did you come here? I asked while guessing that perhaps she had come to invite me to walk to school with her. She is, after all, my #1 best friend. Oh yeah. I came to ask Kotori to come to school with me. Aw, that was nice. I was wrong. But that's okay. Miss Alul. Who's Miss Alul? No, it's nothing. While blushing due to the misunderstanding, I looked back towards Kotori's room. Still looks like she hasn't woken up. Even if she gets up now and takes her time eating breakfast, she can still make it with time to spare. I see. Alright, I'll wait here. You'll be waiting a long time. Thanks for the food. There's still some left. Sorry, but I can't eat this much so early in the morning. Those eyes, though. You're joking, right? I only gave you a little bit. Even people in the sports club don't eat a huge bowl of Neapolitan pasta in the morning. I don't even know what Neapolitan pasta is. Oh yeah, I guess. Kaneko ate the whole thing again this morning, though. Maybe... yeah, never mind. How was the taste? It was tasty. Really? Yeah, really, but there was a lot of it, so I got tired of eating it halfway through. With good food, it tastes good no matter how much you eat. You've always had an unrefined palate, haven't you? An unrefined palate. Indeed. The shock hit me like a bolt of lightning. I hung my head in dismay. Why are you so shocked? The truth is, Aga had revealed the reason why, since yesterday, the boarders hadn't been eating my cooking properly. I thought I'd ask her opinion, which is why I made Aga some food and got her to eat it. It was made from leftover ingredients anyway. Eating things like pork fried with ginger or Neapolitan pasta in the morning? It's unlikely that girls would ever accept that kind of food. What about something more refreshing? If you're gonna make pasta, why not try tomato sauce or Japanese style? We are in Japan, after all. Cooking for girls is so difficult. Boy or girl, we're all human. Tasty is tasty. That's what I believed. Well, I guess you're wrong. Just as I was seriously troubled by this, I heard the squeaking of turning wheels coming from down the hallway. Yep. First, Hat the Duck came into the dining hall, then Kotori came out and after him. It's the opposite to usual. Why do I have to... Kotori rubbed her sleepy eyes and started preparing Hat's food. It somehow looked as if the hungry Hat had woken her up. There, eat your fill and get nice and fat. Sooner or later I'm gonna eat you. Quack. Not understanding her words, Hat quickly quacks happily as Kotori speaks to him and eats his food. That face, though. It's a duck! How cute! Huh? Kotori notices that Agaha is here and instantly opens up her eyes. This is a pet duck, isn't it? I've seen one in a TV commercial. Is it yours, Kotori? He just decided to live in my room, that's all. Why are you here? Kotori, you've been off school for too long. I came to see how you are. Do you feel better now? The teacher or someone asked you to do this, or no, sorry, this is Kotori. The teacher or someone asked you to do this, didn't they? No, they didn't actually. Hey, shall we go to school together? Who'd want to go with you? Oh, dang. Kotori gives a humph and made another one of those straight faces she's good at. But if you take too much time off, you'll get behind in the lessons. I don't think it has anything to do with you. Well, that's true, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, see, you're not a jerk. You don't... Who said I was taking the day off of school? Huh? Don't get the wrong idea. The reason I'm going isn't just because you asked me to. Oh gosh. It's just one of those. Okay then. Alright, I'll wait for you. I never said I was going with you. I'll come by myself. Good grief. Kotori stood with a straight face, then turned her wheelchair around. Just as she was about to leave, she stopped the wheelchair and turned around. You two, do you know each other? Huh? Yeah, we're childhood friends. What a pair of idiots. And with no sick burn. It looked like she has even more of a bad attitude this morning. However, she did say she was going to go to school. So that's something, I suppose. After tidying up the breakfast things, I left the dormitory with Agaha. On our way to school, somehow our conversation turned to Kotori, but it wouldn't be hard for that to happen, given how insulting Kotori was to Agaha, and the note you found last night. Is there a reason why Kotori stopped coming to school? Yeah, I guess there is. Kotori has a walking disability, right? When we joined the same class in the 2nd grade, it seemed like she wasn't really into it. Sometimes I would speak to her. That's so like Agaha to worry about that sort of thing. If there are any people who don't really fit into the group, or are left out, she won't just ignore them. She's a good person. In the past, that's why it started to play with Mabao, so it couldn't... What the heck? So it could have been for the same reason. But for Kotori to be like that, to put it bluntly, it seems like she doesn't really want to fit in. Yeah, I can imagine that somehow. When the other girls in the class saw me with Kotori like that, they'd get angry. That's when they started to object to Kotori. It's become a big battle of the girls in the class versus Kotori. When Agaha reminded herself of what happened back then, she warily slouched forward. Agaha is cheerful and has many friends. Kotori, who didn't respond to Agaha's concerns about her, might have been seen as the one in the wrong by those around them. Since then, she stopped coming back to school. That's right. You know, back then, Kotori was amazing. She faced up to all the girls in the class and didn't back down at all. Agaha is waving her arms around like someone from a kung fu movie and passionately tells the story. I decided not to ask her what kind of heroic deeds took place, or for any specific details. Well, I didn't expect that. Even just by saying something in a slightly harsh way, she gets all tearful. Why did Kotori come to our school? You know, she doesn't enjoy the lessons, doesn't try to make friends. The only reason I could think of it is that it might be because it has full disabled access. I bet you I know 20 bucks. 20 bucks says it's because of the glider club. Anybody? Anybody? Alright, in fact, that could be the main reason. Sheesh, I've gotta do something about this. Looking at Agaha from the side as she puts her hands behind her head and starts thinking things over, I remember the withdrawal notice that I picked up last night. On the spur of the moment, I decided not to give it back and acted like I knew nothing about it. Is she really planning on dropping out? It somehow felt as if I had picked some heavy piece of lost property. The two of us both made troubled faces as walked. Amazing. Murmur, murmur, murmur. A quiet, strange commotion surrounded us. Most of the other students around us on their way to school were looking in the same direction. Over there was a tall, slender, beautiful girl walking along. Oh, it's her. It was the girl I met in the garage. Everyone was looking at her with curiosity, but it seemed as she hadn't noticed that other people were looking at her. I was looking at her in the same way as everyone else, but Agaha took the way I was looking in the wrong way. Ho-ho, as I thought, you have high standards. Good grief. That girl is really famous in our school. The super repeat student, Senior Amane Mochizuki. Super repeat student? Yeah, she's repeated the same school year several times. What? Is she that stupid? Wow. And our protagonist continues with his apt bluntness. She doesn't look it, though. If I had to say one way or the other, I'd say she's a genius. It's way beyond the level of her having the best scores or anything like that. Rather, the teachers have nothing more to teach her. In fact, they sometimes go to learn from her, it seems. Cleverer than the teachers? Does our school really deal in such specialized fields? Despite that, she doesn't graduate and stays in school. She plans a way to drop credits and intentionally repeats the year. Originally, she was repeating the year for more times than the school rules allow, so that's why she's the super repeat student. But it's strange to see her on her way to school in the morning. I don't know if she's a genius or not, but she definitely seems like a pretty weird person. Then, abruptly, super repeat student senior Amane Mochizuki stopped walking and looked at the sky. Everyone else mimicked her and looked up too. A jet plane flying through the blue sky pulling its vapor trail along behind it. Wow. Everyone soon realized it was a plane and quickly lost interest and started walking again. However, Amane... You know what? That last name is way too hard to pronounce. Makizuki? Makizuki. Yeah, okay, Makizuki. Kept on standing there, looking up at the plane flying high in the sky. When people came from behind and avoided her like she was in their way, she didn't pay any attention to them either. Let's go. Sure. Kotori arrived just as our morning homeroom class finished. In our airlock doors to our classroom. Sorry I'm late. Kotori, do you feel better today? Yes, thankfully. I see. I was worried about you. Creepster teachers too, eh? Kotori went past the homeroom teacher, who seemed bewildered that she had come back to her school all of a sudden, then, still in her wheelchair, arrived at her desk. The desk right at the front was the only one that didn't have a chair. Everyone looked on, puzzled. I am not an animal in a zoo. Dang. Now that Kotori was in school, she started her cool allure routine again. She concentrated during the lesson and answered the teacher's questions easily when asked. It seemed like her grades in regular subjects are top class. During recess, she sat at her desk reading a book or going off somewhere. She didn't try to talk to anyone, and even if Agaha tried to speak to her, she acted like she hadn't noticed. The other girls in the class looked like they were worried about how they should treat her and watched her from a distance. During gym class, the way she looked on, bored, left an impression on me. She always looked like she was all alone, and didn't seem to be enjoying herself very much. I mean, it's not abnormal for people to not enjoy school. Unless, like, this school is supposed to be some magical place. Hey, Kotori. Eric. At lunchtime, I found Kotori carrying her bag about to leave the classroom, and I chased her down the hallway. It's lunchtime, you know. What are you doing? Whoosh. Suddenly, Kotori dashed away at unbelievable speed, especially for a wheelchair. What? Hey! In the heat of the moment, I tried to chase her, but I thought I would bump into passing students, and I was too slow to start moving. What? In the meantime, Kotori had already gotten inside the elevator? What on earth? According to the school rules, most students are not allowed to use the elevator. Why there's an elevator for a two-floor school? Who knows? It was only supposed to be used by workers or teachers carrying big loads, or disabled students like Kotori. Even so, I chased after her, only for the doors to close mercilessly in front of me. Bleh. Through the glass, the one with the self-proclaimed cool allure stuck her tongue out and headed to the floor below as I stood and watched. You're not getting away! I was about to say, yeah, run to the stairs. Huff, puff, puff. I ran and made it to the school gates. She was holding her bag. It seemed like she was trying to leave early, so I went to cut her off. However, I can't deny the possibility that her lunch is in the bag. Maybe I got the wrong idea. If that's not it, then what could be the problem? I watched over the school gates like some guardian statue. Bam! I was crashed into by something in the back, in other words, from outside the school gates. Ugh! Whoa! Ow! What was that? I got up and felt like I was crawling out from under an avalanche. Then I saw a big cardboard box and a girl that had fallen over. Are you okay? Ow, ow, ow. I'm okay. I'm sorry, but I couldn't see ahead of me because of this box I was carrying. Oh, great. It's the super repeat student. Oh. I looked at her as I got up, and without thinking, I thought I was going to say, the super repeat student, but I held my tongue. because I guess I have some common sense left in my otherwise empty brain. How about you? You're not hurt, are you? I'm alright. I see. That's good. As she says that, the super repeating super senior holds on to the big cardboard box. Hup! Yeah, my stomach. She went to lift it up, but then senior Amane Makazuki slumped down, exhausted. Due to an empty stomach, my short-term performance has been significantly reduced. Well, this girl talks like a computer. I'll help you carry it. Huh, it's so heavy! The big cardboard box is incredibly heavy. No, you derp, you just said that aloud. It's fine, I can carry it by myself. Come on, it's no big deal. I said as I went to pick it up anyway. Whew, thanks. Is this okay here? I don't know what's in it, but we put the heavy cardboard box on the floor. Sorry about that. Thanks for helping. It's alright. Anyway, senior, if you're hungry... She was staring towards the inside of the garage. Senior? Back to the glider. I find myself copying her and looking in the same direction. Inside. Aha! There she is. I told you someone owes me $20. It's Kotori. What's she doing here? I told you. She's by the big thing placed in the center of the garage that's totally not an airplane. It's so well covered and disguised with that tarp. And is trying to lift up the sheet to see what's underneath, because it's not blatantly obvious. Are you interested in that? Kotori is surprised when Amane speaks to her. Gulp. Like she actually said. Gulp. Kotori seems intimidated and nods. Amane vigorously pulls back the sheet. Ooh. Inside is a white, streamlined aircraft. Oh. Kotori looked at it, dazed. Wait a second, where did those wings come from? Where did those wings come from? I say, wow, as I let out a small, surprised sound. As I let a small, surprised sound slip out. Could this be a glider? Yes, it is. See, look, it doesn't have the wings. Amane nodded, and Kotori cautiously moved her head closer to the aircraft. Even in the dimly lit garage, the glider's white body had a glossy shine to it, and faintly reflected Kotori's face. I moved towards it to take a closer look. Is this the one that we saw from Windmill Hill? Yeah, it could be. The smooth surface looks like it was made from plastic, however, it's hard to the touch. The wings had been removed, and for now, it was just the body. So this is what the cockpit's like. This is amazing. Yeah. Huh? We started talking to each other at some point, but then finally realized who it was we were talking to. Hey, you. Why are you running away just now? She calmly ignores my question, but then hurriedly tries to escape, so I go ahead to block her. I won't let you get away! What did you come here for? You're not here to eat lunch, are you? There was some mean guy guarding the school gates, so I came to hide in here. So she really was trying to leave early. Do you know her? Amane was listening carefully to our conversation. Munch munch, this tastes so good. Amane was wolfing down a Neapolitan pasta lunchbox, and Kotori and I both had a face that seemed to say, whoa, and looked on in amazement. Why would we say whoa? Well, to see such a beautiful girl do something like that, I feel really disappointed. Oh. She didn't know that when she was eating ice cream like a crazy idiot, I had the same reaction when I was watching her. Jeez Louise, I thought he said that Kotori was like some sort of stunning beauty, and then he's all like, oh, crazy idiot. By the way, the thing that Amane was eating was the lunchbox that I had brought. As usual, the boarders hadn't eaten the breakfast I had made for them, so I packed it as my lunch, 'cause I'm a loser. And also, I gave this girl my lunch, apparently. Oh, I had made 2 lunchboxes for no reason, because, you know, I frequently give out lunch to people One was for me. As for the other one, I thought that if Kotori was going to go to school, she might have found it difficult at lunchtime, so I was worried about her and brought another lunchbox. That doesn't make any sense. That's why I was chasing her. If she didn't need it, I thought that I might eat them both myself, but she ran away before I could ask her. But is this okay? For me to eat your whole lunchbox? Asked Amane, although she'd already eaten most of it before asking. I've already eaten my one. I was hungry during morning recess, so I had lunch early. Relieved to hear my answer, Amane continues to enjoy the cold Neapolitan pasta. Whoa, this is delicious. It's been a while since I had proper food like this. Didn't you have anything to eat after I saw you yesterday? I only gave her one piece of bread. Amane stopped moving her chopsticks and took a good look at my face. Could it be that you're the person who gave me that bread yesterday? You only just realized? Well, I was concentrating on something yesterday. She really is weird. Oh, I see. So this is the second time you've saved me. She looked at me with eyes that sparkled like a little kid's. If she were a dog, her tail would definitely be wagging like, what the heck? Where did that come from, dude? I received that bread from you approximately 20 hours ago. Prior to that, the last meal I had eaten was roughly 70 hours earlier. I counted on my fingers. There are 24 hours in a day. Simple math, dude. That's 3 days ago. Ding 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 ding. Give this man a prize. I went to Taioken and ate pork ramen with all the toppings. The soup was rich and delicious. She recalled this and her face looks like she's about to start drooling. Good grief, what is wrong with this super repeating senior? Why don't you eat? Are you on a diet? I forgot. What? When I'm thinking about something, I forget about everything else. That's because I'm stupid. Wow. Amane replied, with pride. I'd prefer it if she didn't compare it to when people forget things because they're hungry. Are you building this glider? Yeah. Are you doing that here? The Soaring Club used this garage as a clubhouse. Soaring Club? I wasn't familiar with that name. What's soaring? Soaring is to fly a glider by riding the rising air currents. Flying a glider by riding the rising air currents. I kind of get it, but on the other hand, I don't get it. So the aim of the club is to make and fly a glider? Well, yeah, that's right. So this garage is used for club activities after all. Even so, it's pretty spacious. A glider is like an airplane, isn't it? Isn't it something you can make yourself? Yeah, I can make it. Because it's a man-made object, there's no reason why you can't make it, right? I have a feeling that's not what she was asking. However, Amane answered the question in all seriousness. How do you make it? Well, rather than explaining it, it's quicker if you actually make one yourself. Hold on a moment, I said as Amane slurped up the last of the Neapolitan with extremely bad manners. Wiping around her mouth with a tissue, she started rummaging through a desk drawer. Where did that thing go? Peeking inside the drawer, somehow I get the impression that Amane is a typical disorganized person. Rather than things being put away, it was more like they were stuffed in. Ah, here it is, This is it. The thing that Amane had taken out was a paper airplane construction kit made using cardboard. Okay, try to make one. Without thinking, Kotori and I looked at each other. I feel that manufacturing a glider and making a paper airplane are completely different things. But for now, I'll try doing as she says. Using glue and a craft knife, in about 10 minutes we had finished the paper plane. Finished! All done. Amane takes the plane that Kotori had made and takes a good look. Then she threw it. The paper airplane floated gently as it flew and landed near the wall on the other side of the garage. It flew straight forward very nicely. It's a good plane. Kotori seemed embarrassed at being complimented. For no reason. There are many types of airplanes. There are jumbo jets, small Cessnas, fighter planes. Then there are paper airplanes like the one you just threw. Or I just threw. But all of them fly based on the same principle. Paper airplanes and jumbo jets are the same? Yes, the principles are the same. using their wings to float on the air in order to fly. Kotori and I both tilted our heads in puzzlement. We had both had a skeptical look on our faces. I can understand that a light paper airplane can fly by riding the wind, but it's hard to imagine that a giant hunk of metal can float in the sky in the same principle. There must be some other method that allows it to fly. Habane goes to pick up the paper airplane that she had just thrown. I'd like you to take a good look. Can the two of you see the differences between this airplane and the paper one? The size and the material? Also, whether or not people ride on it. That's right. Then there's whether or not it has an engine. On the other hand, everything is the same. Here we have the principles of flight. Regular airplanes are made from mostly the same parts as this. First, there's the body. Okay, so I'm actually gonna, before we get too in-depth into the rules of flight and principles of lift and all that good stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. But it was fun, as it always is, and I shall see you guys next time.